Hi YouTube. Well, it's Monday, and at 11 o'clock this morning, I got a hurricane warning alert on my phone. Since I'm in Tampa, Florida, we have Idalia coming up through the Gulf, and the cone of opportunity is from way down by Sarasota all the way up through the Panhandle, the Emerald Coast. So we probably won't know for a little while yet where exactly it's going to hit. And the thing with these is that you still have to be prepared that it will hit you. However, I'm 25 miles inland in a block building. We do have a tile roof. I don't think the winds are going to be that high, but you never know. And if power goes out, well, can you imagine being in 95 degrees with 95% humidity? That's a lot of the world. We just kind of forget about that here in the United States of America, especially Florida, that is so air conditioned. So you probably think this is a little crazy, but you know I'm kind of a clothes horse and love to be kind of fashion forward. So I've been looking at what the trends are for this fall. And last year it was all these big oversized things in very much neutrals. And this year the neutrals are still in, the grays, the blacks, the whites, the navies. But the really good news is that red, my favorite color, is back. And so are metallics. So I want to show you this outfit. And if you remember, and you've been with me since the very beginning when I first started to do the closet series here on YouTube, which was in March of 2020, because we were just beginning to get locked down. Actually, it was a little before that, because I had this outfit, because I had on, because not this outfit, but I had this jacket and a different top on with a straight skirt because I was going to Orlando for a dinner date. And then after that, the bottom dropped out. And I started doing the everyday Anneke closet series. Well, after a while, when we weren't locked down anymore, I knew that it was time to maybe stretch that out to 3 days a week and then eventually to 2, because as we all got back to our lives, we weren't sitting in front of the TV or the computer or the smartphone trying to find something to do with our day. But guess what? It's back. 2 weeks ago, my sister and my brother-in-law had COVID. And a very dear friend of mine, his mom and dad and sister had COVID about 2 weeks ago to 3 weeks ago. And they were stuck down in Florida and couldn't go back to New Jersey. So it's back. I had my flu shot the other day and my RSV shot. That's for those of us that are older, over 65, or 60 actually. And if we have any kind of things like asthma, blah, 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 and I do, I have asthma. You can actually hear it in my voice, and that's part of the allergies. Sometimes I'll speak and you'll hear me kind of lose my breath. Well, folks, that's life. It didn't appear till about 3 or 4 years ago, so I lucked out there. So I'm watching all these shows about what's in and what's going to be, and I'm thinking, I have all of this stuff in my closet. And one of the first big things is the blazer and 4-button. Yeah, I bought this Glen Plaid years ago in Loman's out in LA. This is a long time ago, folks. And it's never gone out of style. Last year, all the blazers and everything were all oversized. And this year, the style is coming back. So it's called Hourglass. Well, you know, that's me. I just don't have the big shoulders. However, these have the pads left over from what was in style back then, and they are back now. And then another absolute staple for this fall is the button-down blouse, the white blouse. I have like 5 of them now, and I've been wearing them. You've noticed them here. I've had them on several times with tropical things and with jeans and whatever. I love them. I never thought white was my color, but I just learned that I have to unbutton it. Now, if I were going to go out to the grocery store, I would not have this unbuttoned so low. It would be up to here. But I thought I'd wear it this way for you. And top of the list, not top of the list, but right down that top 10 are flare jeans. And these I bought, I don't even know how long ago. maybe 15 years ago. I know. This whole outfit, except for the belt, which is new, which has that big gold buckle, that's been very, very important the last couple of years. And these are boots that I bought last fall that have a pointed toe, and they have a little bit of gold trim on them. So I know you're gonna love this. I'm gonna turn around and walk that way, okay? On this tile floor, this is my foyer, or my foyer, or whatever you want to call it, how you come into my apartment. So what do I have to do to get ready for this storm? All those plants out there should come in. There is no way I'm going to be able to take them in. The birds of paradise out there are probably 15 feet tall. I can't even imagine what they weigh. What I will do is I will take my chairs and my little table that I have out here, and my other little table that's on the other patio, and my big bird cage. They will come in, they'll all go in the garage, and then all of the orchids that are outside, I'm gonna bring in and I'm gonna put them right over here in front of this window. This is the front of my living room right here, and it has that great big glass slider. I'll swing this around here a little bit so you can see. Yeah. So right beyond there, that's where the window is. And what was really funny last year in the winter when it got so cold, I would go out and cover my orchids, but it was too cold. So I wound up bringing them in. That's one of my other hobbies. I think I've already told you that already. I love to grow and raise orchids. So I brought them in, and I cleared out the furniture in front of that sliding glass window. And then I put down a waterproof long runner, and I brought all the orchids in. Now all of them are in, almost all of them are in stands that are open wired, and then in baskets that have cocoa mats in them, or are in clay pots. They all have orchid bark. There is none of that mulchy, not mulchy stuff, but like, well, I can't remember. Anyway, because that tendency to keep them too wet. And if they get wet all the time, they love being watered every day, but they love it when the water runs out. So that's what I will be doing probably tomorrow morning when it's not 95 degrees out and the sun hasn't come up yet. I'll get up around 7 and I'll start moving the orchids right inside here. I'd hate to lose them. And I can't move the big stuff. And it's a huge job to move both of those patios. So I just have to say a prayer and hope that they'll be okay. Actually, it's more important that people are, not the plants. But I do love my orchids. And I get very excited when I go out. I know you're gonna think this is so nerdy. When I go out and I see an orchid that has a new little flower stem on it. I write about it in my gratitude list. My orchids are blooming. So you can see that I'm a simpler soul than you would really imagine. So keep us in your thoughts and prayers. The problem with these storms is that if it doesn't hit us, it hits someone. So say a prayer that if it does come ashore, that it doesn't do the damage that the last year's did down in Fort Myers. Those people still are not in their homes. So I love you all. Thank you for being here. We're going to work on hitting up a subscribe button and a bell and some little fancy stuff at the beginning. But it's going to take a little time yet, so be patient with me. So one more walk. You can hear that clip-clop. Namaste, my friends.